Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everybody. I'm Hawa Alvina Salsabila. I'm an English Education Department of the Islamic University of North Sumatra Medan. In this video, I would like to explain you about clitics in English morphology. So, let's study with me. As we already know, morphology is a branch of linguistics that identifies the basic units of language, such as grammatical units. Morphology studies the intricacies of word forms and the effect of change in word forms on the class and meaning of word. Or in other words, it can be said that morphology studies the intricacies of word forms and the function of change in a word forms, both grammatical function and semantic function. So, clitic is a part of morphology in linguistics and is a type of morpheme that has special properties. Okay, we are going to the definition of clitics. Clitics in English is a linguistic unit that belongs to a morpheme but has unique properties because it cannot stand alone as independent word in a sentence. Clitics are attached to another word or phrase either at the beginning proclitic or the end enclitic of the word or phrase. They need word or phrase to create complete meaning. Clitics do not have their own accentuation stress and often adjust their forms or pronunciation depending on the word around them. Grammatically, clitics have the function of adding additional information such as making position, indicating time, showing syntactic relationships, or adding other grammatical nuances in a sentence. Clitics are often used to save space and time in conversation by providing additional information without the need to form a complete new word or phrase. English makes use of clitics sparingly but use the special apostrophe separator for some clitics, such as the reduced forms of is, have, and would, as, V, D, and possessive S. So, what are proclitics and enclitics? Proclitics are clitics attached to the beginning of a word or phrase. They are located before the word or phrase that hosts them, while enclitics are clitics attached to the end of a word phrase. They are located after the word or phrase that hosts them. Clitics versus affixes. In English morphology, clitics and affixes are both types of bound morphemes, but they differ in their attachment to words and their syntactic behavior. First, affixes. Affixes are bound morphemes that are attached to a base word to modify its meaning or grammatical function. They can be prefix attached at the beginning of a word, suffix attached at the end of a word, or infixes insert within a word, although rare in English. Okay, the example in English word. First, prefix. There is an in unhappy. And then suffix ed in look. And infix non-English standard non in standard English, but some dialects might use inflection for emphasize. Find tastic. And yeah, clitics. Clitics are also bound morphemes, but they are phonologically weak and often show syntactic independence from the host word. They attach to a host word, usually a content word like a verb or noun, and often have special phonological properties such as reduced stress or altered pronunciation. Unlike affixes, clitics can move around within a sentence or clause and can even appear separated from their host. The example word in English include as a possessive clitic in John's book, or it's raining, and then an apostrophe T as negative clitic in example of the word is didn't, did not, or can't, cannot. Okay, let's go into the variation categories of clitics. Clitics are not limited to a single form or type. Instead, they encompass several categories, contributing to written and spoken language in different ways. They include, first, proclitic. There's clitics attached to the beginning of a whose word. A common example of a proclitic is the article T in t-shirt or a sport. 2. Enclitics. They connect to the end of a host word. A well-known example of an enclitic is an apostrophe T in can't, cannot, isn't, is not. 3. Contractions. Clitics are responsible for forming construction such as apostrophe D in I had or I would, and apostrophe RE in you are. 4. Pronominal clitics. When acting as pronouns, these clitics function as shortened version of pronouns like for them, for them. Okay, 5. Genitive clitics. These clitics indicate position, such as apostrophe S in example like Rihanna's home. Okay, the 6 categories of clitics. There is auxiliary clitics. Auxiliary clitics assist the main verb in a sentence, like apostrophe D in I'd like, I would like, or I'd gone, I had gone. Now, you can see the other example of auxiliary clitics, which I quoted in a blog from the slideshare.com. Okay, the 7 categories of clitics is negative clitics. Clitics like an apostrophe T express negation as seen in haven't, have not, and isn't, is not. Okay, the last categories of clitics, reflexive clitics. Reflexive clitics refer back to a noun or pronoun such as self in himself and herself or themselves. Okay, some of these categories are excerpts from one of the blogs, namely studysmarter.com. Maybe enough for me. I would like to say thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you guys, bye bye.